Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. So today's video is going to be a eyeshadow palette stash. It's just a little look into all the eyeshadow palettes I've got. This is my travelling kit for clients, and it is also my stash that I have for myself. So I wouldn't say it's an excessive amount of palettes, but it is a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and that is the reason why. It is because I do clients every week. I do bridals, party, fashion, photo shoots, so I do need quite an extensive range of shadows. I have already filmed this video, and when I sat down to edit there was no sound. I filmed it without the microphone being plugged in properly, so take two. First of all, I'm going to start with like my favourite brand of the moment, which is Tarte. So I wouldn't say that these were my favourite eyeshadow palettes, but it's definitely my favourite brand of the moment. The reason why I wouldn't be able to say that any one is my favourite palette is basically because I wouldn't be able to choose between these. So let's get started. This is the Tarteist Pro palette. It is well used. You can see that the shadows have been used quite a lot. I took this on holiday with me twice when I went away this year because it just has in it your nudes, transition shades, your darker tones, and then it has your 4 shimmer shades down the outside corner. It is ideal for travelling. Obviously it's ideal for anything, right? But it was great for sticking in my suitcase. So it is a full range of mattes with your shimmer shades down in the corner. They have laid them out so that each row is like an eye makeup look, but to be honest I just mix and match. With Tarte, so that I don't say this with every one of them, the formula of their eyeshadows is amazing. Like, they're so gorgeous, blendable, creamy, they're easy to work with. There's not a hell of a lot of fallout, so you can do now and again your makeup without doing your eyes first. So that's the Tarteist Pro. Let's quickly talk about the Tarte lip palette. This was the very first Tarte product that I ever got. It actually has not been used at all. It still has a little plastic insert. Even though it is the oldest, it hasn't been touched. It is a range of, it's like pinky, browns, purpley, nudes, and they're all matte shades. The reason why I haven't used this is not because I don't like it, but because I absolutely love the packaging. Like, this purple is my absolute favourite colour. So anything purple that I can get my hands on, I will, which is the reason why I don't really want to get it ruined. I just want it to look, I really just want to keep it and let it sit and look pretty. So yeah, that's the first Tarte lip palette. So next we've got the Tartelette in Bloom, which I guess you've probably seen me use quite a lot on my channel as well. It is a range of mattes and shimmer shades. It's such a nice little neat compact palette. Like, I don't like chunky things. This is great. The packaging is obviously gorgeous. Again, the shadows are absolutely beautiful and easy to work with. Let's just touch one. Firecracker. Look at that. It is beautiful. That's the Tartelette in Bloom. I just need Tartelette Toasted to add to the collection. And for Tarte, lastly we have the Maneater palette. This is my newest Tarte palette, so it is the least used. Although day to day this is the one that I reach for. Just if I'm going out shopping or I'm just nipping out the house for anything, I reach for this. I'm not a big makeup wearer. Day to day I don't like big heavy eyes when I'm not going out. So these neutral brown nude shades are like right up my street. This is the older version of the palette. I seen Kathleen Lights talk the other day saying they'd split this one in half and put a black one down the bottom, which is actually such a great idea. Look at the size of this, it's so cute, and the packaging, I love it. I think I'm a sucker for nice packaging actually. Although those products are amazing, I'm definitely a sucker for nice packaging. So let's move on to, I guess, my biggest collection of eyeshadows from a brand, which is Urban Decay. I mean, that's just crazy. Let's start with the most well known of the Urban Decay, and that is the Naked palettes. This is the 3 that I have. The only one I'm missing is Naked 1 and Naked Heat, which is the most recent one. So let's start with the Naked 2. This is a warm toned palette. As you can see, I've hit pan on quite a few shadows. This travelled everywhere with me. It was in my kit, it was in my travel bag. I do go away quite a lot. I like my holidays and my city breaks, so when I first got this it was like just through in every single suitcase. It was also in my kit, so that's why it is beaten up quite a bit, although these days it doesn't travel with me. And the Naked 3, which is all your pink tones and going into your dark, it is a mix of nudes and shimmers, just the same as all the other palettes. As you can see, I've hit pan quite a few. That's a Naked 3. I think this is actually my favourite Naked palette of the Nakeds. And Naked Smoked. So this is used the least, I think, because it is the newest one of mine. I've now and again threw this in my kit and used it on clients. I would say that it's probably got the least amount of colours in it that I would use on myself. I'm not a big fan of like your silvers and your pewter colours, but all the Urban Decay palettes are lovely. All their eyeshadows are gorgeous. They're so affordable, easy to work with. They're just gorgeous eyeshadows. I'm going to definitely need to add the Naked Heat to that collection, and also the Tartelette Toasted palette, just so that they're complete. So the last on the Naked range is the Ultimate Basics. I love this palette, although it looks like it's not been used. It is fairly new. The shadows are beautiful. I do tend to pull this one out if I'm using like a palette that's got mostly shimmer shades in it. I can pull this out and just use everything that I need. I did do a spotlight eye the other day, and I used like this row of pinks and this dark purple one to finish it off. They were absolutely gorgeous, so blendable, so pigmented, just beautiful. I think the Naked Basics was released while they were listening to their customers. A lot of people were complaining, they think that there wasn't enough transition shades, nude shades and stuff in their Naked palette, so they did release this for a full range of matte. And from Urban Decay we have the Gwen Stefani palette. I haven't used this as much as what I would like to have used it. It does have some gorgeous colours in it. It's got all your neutral shades, but these 2 pops of colour, well 3 actually, the pink, the blue and the gold, how beautiful are they? I really want to use this blue to do a makeup look. Let's see. Look at that. Is that not just stunning? Like, it's so beautiful. I'm definitely going to use that shade to do a makeup look. So that's the Gwen Stefani palette. I'm not entirely sure if you can still buy this. It might have been a limited edition range. And also limited edition was the Urban Decay Vice palette. I'm sure this was the Vice 3. It is like quite beaten up and scraped. It is the kind of packaging that does get ruined quite easily, but it was in my kit. In fact, I still throw it in my kit every now and again. It has some really nice pops of colour, your green, the blue, the purple, and this Sonic colour down here is stunning. It has your nice nudes and transition shades. It's a gorgeous palette. It's very chunky. Like, I'm not keen on the big chunky palettes, so I guess that's why I take it out of my kit quite a lot, but it is such a nice, look at that. Again, it's such a nice palette. So let's move on to Too Faced, and I'm just going to talk about the Chocolate Bonbon first because it is my newest of the Too Faced collection. How beautiful is this packaging? It's so sweet, it's so cute, look at that. And inside, every single shadow is love heart shaped. I'm actually surprised I'm using this, and I think a few of my friends will be surprised that I'm using it because I'm such a sucker for not touching things and want to just keep them pretty, but I actually have used this and it smells gorgeous as well. So I've only really played with this like greeny grey blue colour down here and some of the purples. what I did use, they were beautiful, just what you would expect from Too Faced, to be honest. Like, their original chocolate bar palette is one of the best palettes I've ever used. It's gorgeous. So that is the chocolate bonbon. Talking of the chocolate bar palette, I do have it here, and it is totally beaten up. When I got this palette, I used nothing but the chocolate bar palette. I loved it and still love it. It honestly is one of the best eyeshadow palettes that I've ever had. It also is my absolute favourite shades. To be honest, as I said with the Tarte Maneater palette, those shades are like me, and it's the same with this palette. If I'm going out or doing anything, I'm going to reach for these sort of tones. And this is a Too Faced Sexy palette. I don't even know if you can still buy this. I got this so long ago. I think it was my first ever Too Faced product. My sister bought me it as a present, and it is a full range of shimmers. It got bashed and I tried to fix it and put it back together, which has made a bit of a mess, but there again, I touched it earlier on, it's so pigmented. I haven't used it in such a long time. I'm not even going to go into it too much because I can't remember how it is to work with. So moving on to MAC, I think pretty much everyone has MAC eyeshadows in their life. Like, if not eyeshadows, then something. MAC is such a widely known brand. So for my kit and for travelling, I do have the double one, which is actually made up of all different eyeshadows that I've just popped in. And recently I took out this side because they were all just getting bashed and bumped and they were horrible. But I'm not going to talk about this because I didn't buy it like this, I made it. As for these two though, I did buy them like this. They were pre-made. This is the Cool Tones palette and the Warm Tones palette. These are such a good buy. I think the MAC eyeshadows retail for around £15 each, and you get each of these palettes for a total of £65. Well, it was £65 when I bought it. I don't know if that's still the same price, but they are great staple palettes for anyone who's starting out makeup or travelling. These warm toned colours are beautiful. The empty ones were nudes in like a really warm transition shade. Again, they're so well used in my kit that it's difficult for you to see, but that just shows like how nice they are. The Cool Tones palette, I can't say that like I love it as much. The nude is obviously finished. I use the brown quite a lot, but I guess that's just like the trends just now. No one's really using the Cool Tones colours, so that's why the warm ones used way more than the cool. The MAC shadows, the matte ones are beautiful, like so nice. I know I've used these a lot, and so have the shimmers, but I do have to like, I feel like I've got to scrape into the product. I've definitely got to use Fix Plus, or I've definitely got to use glitter glue or something like that to get them to show up exactly how I want them to show up. So these do need a little bit more work than what you would do for your Urban Decay and definitely your Tarte. You do not need to spray your brush with the Tarte shimmers. Just swipe it on with your finger. They are really honestly gorgeous. So next we have Morphe, and this is probably like a highly anticipated palette, and it is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe X Jaclyn Hill palette. I got this from Beauty Bay when it first arrived, and honestly it was such a hassle to get. I do believe now you can just hop on and buy it, and it's dead easy to get. The colours in this palette are stunning. Like, look at that. There's everything you need in there for a travelling makeup artist, for anyone who doesn't want to buy 100 different palettes. They just have this one, and you've got your nudes, your transitions, your natural colours, your neutral colours, your darks, and then you've got the 4 pop colour down the bottom. I think it's like an amazing palette. I honestly think that they are so blendable, so creamy, pigmented. I honestly do not have a bad word to say about the shadows. The ones that I've used anyway, I've used it like 3 or 4 times since I got it, and every time I've done a different eye look so that I've used different shades, and honestly like I don't have anything bad to say. The price was amazing on top of that. The only thing I can say is that the packaging is terrible. Like, I wouldn't expect much from the price I paid for it, but with it being white and that cardboard, it just gets absolutely so dirty. Like, it's got my fingerprints all over it. It's not practical whatsoever. If I put that in my kit, it would be black. Like, And the only other Morphe shadow palette that I own is the 35W palette. I just bought this to pop into my kit because it has your neutral tones, bright pinks, purples, oranges, shimmers and mattes. It was just an easy one for the kit. They're nice shadows. The price point is obviously amazing. These Morphe shadows irritate my eyes a little bit, so I don't tend to use them too much myself, but I've not really had any complaints from clients. Just quickly, I have a Crown palette here that is all shimmers. It's got your bright pinks, greens, oranges, golds, everything. So again, I bought that just to pop in my kit so that I've always got a colour that someone asks me for. These shimmers are actually gorgeous. They're so soft and so pigmented. They're really stunning shimmers actually from Crown. Quickly, this is a Too Faced eyeshadow palette that I depotted into my Z palette. It was a holiday range, so I won't even talk about it because you can't buy it anymore. And lastly, I just wanted to give a mention to my Makeup Geek palette that I have made myself. It is pretty new, but you can see that I have hit pan in a few, and I've only got like a small range at the moment. I do intend on adding to it because Makeup Geek is honestly the nicest eyeshadows that I've ever worked with. They are, let me just show you this one. They are so soft and creamy. Look at that. Such beautiful shadows. I do believe they retail for about £6 a pan, so the price point is amazing, but if you just take out the equation at the price that they cost, they are amazing eyeshadows. I think if I had to only put one eyeshadow range in my kit, I would pick Makeup Geek. They are truly amazing. So that completes today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to see any more makeup stash videos, just please comment below. I'm also thinking about doing a makeup room tour when I'm completely organised. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.